Good afternoon. This is Veterans Talk. It ain't nothing but a thing, but it's a thing we want you to tune into every Saturday afternoon. I'm Elson McGee, your host, and I'm here today with my co-host and partner in crime, Tony, and one of our life members, and a brother that got a lot going on, man. That just I love Ray. Ray, we've been friends a long time, and matter of fact, Ray started the collectibles for the Sons of Atlanta, the hats. He got the hats made up for us, and I see him wearing his hat today. But Ray got some stuff, and I want to let him introduce himself because I get to talk about him. I talk too much, but I want you to give us getting off ground zero, man, because I love that. I love that, and to give them your history as a Vietnam vet too, so they'll know that you ain't no just Johnny come lately. Georgia. And you're a Charter High graduate too, ain't you?
No, Price.
Oh, Lord, how much?
You was watching that. Yeah, one night. That's a great legacy to be. Finish preaching in a school named after Booker T. Washington. That was exactly before I really did the work and research on who he really was.
Who he really was, man.
So yeah, that's something to be proud of.
I'm proud of that, brother.
Yeah, that you to be an alumni of Washington High School. Anyway, my name is Ray Tatum. I'm a disabled veteran. I was wounded in South Vietnam in 1969, and it's a long story, and I don't think we got a whole lot of that kind of time, but. Anyway, it's been, 69, 50-some years. Mm-hmm. A lot has happened between then and now. Let me just fast forward. I'm currently the founder of a company called Getting Off Zero. I founded this company back in the early 80s. And it was originated from a street phrase we was using. By the way, I'm out of the Summerhill area of Atlanta, Georgia. So, and we had this phrase we used when we got to the stroll, each day, and the phrase was, get me off zero. And I just kind of gravitated toward that phrase. It just had a ring to it. And, after being discharged from the military, I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta in commercial art. So I had some graphic kind of experience, so I thought that I would just kind of develop a logo around the phrase. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I just had this inspiration that I felt I needed to do that. So oh man, but it's been a great journey. And sometimes I think that the phrase was just a divine gift to me. Because as a result of starting this company, and I've developed a whole lot of technical, entrepreneurial, and life skills associated with Getting Off Zero. And I think back where it started and today where it's at. And I know that it was inspired by something bigger than me, because it seems as though I just been guided in the development of it, But and today, it's come from the street phrase to a place where it encourages and motivates inspiration, empowerment. for the individual as well as the community. I'm proud to say today I have a website that kind of gives a description on the entire story. And on this website, I have a book called Getting Off Zero, Mind Right, Money Right. And this site is as such that I can explain what Getting Off Zero is about, but all the components of the story is on that site. Getting Off Zero is the starting point of one's goals, aspirations, and dreams. That's just an excerpt of the complete digest. And as a result of developing this company, I've also created a page on the site. It's a kind of catchy phrase. I kind of like it, and I attribute it to just some life experiences, some things that I experienced coming through life. There's a story behind this name of this page. The name of this page is the Butter Beans and Cornbread Business Association. What I've done is brought together, what I'm trying to do is bring together a group of entrepreneurs. See, because I'm of the mindset that if we're going to empower ourselves economically in the African American community, it's going to have to come through the entrepreneurs. And my goal, a mission, is to bring these entrepreneurs together and create an environment where we can brainstorm, collaborate, think tank, network. And the purpose is to redirect this $1.8 trillion that they say
we spend,
that we have that kind of
spending power.
Listen, Booker T. Washington said this. That's reading his book, Up From Slavery. Listen to what this guy said, man. This guy said, what, 100 years ago? He said, and when I heard this phrase, man, this just, every time I think about it, it just inspires me. Look, he says, start where you are with what you got, and you'll find that you have all you need.
All you need.
Listen at this, man. Yes. Listen what we cranking up with.
Yes, listen to it.
Look at what we starting with. We starting out with 1.8 trillion.
Let's put it together.
So, I'm looking at it from that perspective. So I'm saying, if I can kind of get involved with some entrepreneurs to start talking about redirecting that type of resource back toward ourselves and the community. You know, just think about this, man. If we could just redirect $250 billion back toward the community, you know how much money that is, man?
Yeah, that'll change the landscape.
Listen.
That'll get away from that unequal economic situation that we got. I want to let me cut in here for a minute, Ray, because see, I actually on the show today for a reason. This is powerful stuff. You a son of Atlanta. Yeah, you're another son of Atlanta, and you went to one of the high schools that some of these guys that we are about to honor. We're about to honor over 240 young men from Atlanta, Georgia that were killed in Vietnam, the same war where we were wounded. Meaning that these young men left here fighting for something that they couldn't even see. But some kind of way they believe that we could move toward that more perfect union. So we serve with a sense of pride that we're gonna come back and do a getting off ground zero. Every one of us had some little inkling in us that when I get back to the world, and you know how we refer to the United States, when I get back to the world, I'm gonna do this and that. But you know, these 240 they came back in a box with a flag over it, and they were buried and not given any kind of credit for moving this country to where it is now. You know, for moving this country, you know, for moving us to where we are now. Their service, their willingness to go into a war that was unpopular and that we were blamed for losing, but we never lost a battle in Vietnam. It was a political withdrawal. But what I'm getting at is that on Ground Zero's website, you got the Sons of Atlanta website.
Right.
He got the Sons of Atlanta website. So anybody that go to Ground Zero can go right to the website that we're going to be looking at in a few minutes, because the city of Atlanta finna start putting out bids, y'all, to do the memorial in Piedmont Park. This will be the first time, and let me say something, it's about less than 100 feet from Booker T. Washington Memorial. That's where the Sons of Atlanta Memorial gonna be, on the front lawn. I mean, when you're going toward the Sons of Atlanta, you can't miss Booker T. Washington.
The high school.
The
memorial.
The memorial.
The statue of Booker T. Washington.
The statue
in Piedmont Park.
Okay,
cool. I didn't even know it was a statue of Booker T. Washington.
Well, we finna show them what they say. This is Black History Month, but Black history is America history.
Yeah.
We want them to get it right, understand it, and we finna show them.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Right now, this is what the Sons of Atlanta Vietnam War Memorial is all about. You know, bringing the truth about the sacrifices that our community has made and not getting credit for it.
Yeah.
This is the Sons of Atlanta. We're bringing them home in a way that they should have been brought home as heroes. But let me say this, in this political environment right now, we got to remember this. When you go to the website, you look at the pictures of these young men. So I'm talking about the black with the white, the Hispanics, the Native Americans, all that. Most of them died before they was 21 years old.
Yeah.
They weren't even eligible to vote then. So we got to vote for them now.
Yeah.
Because what they died for is this more perfect union, this multiracial, multicultural country that we have. That got enough wealth for everybody. But it's going to take getting off Ground Zero for us to understand it, for us to bring it back to the community. And we're going to bring it back to the community because that's what the Sons of Atlanta is. Sons of Atlanta Vietnam War Memorial is a call to unity for veterans and our communities. You know, not just to build a memorial in Piedmont Park, because that's a start, but to come into the communities, in the libraries and community centers, to make sure people know what Ground Zero can do. It's going to be in every library in Fulton County. Because, see, this is what, just think about it. If all 240 of them guys came back with the kind of zeal that you got, or the kind of zeal that we got, look what our community would be. It would be a better community. That sacrifice we made need to be recognized by this generation.
Yep.
Especially now, so what we're going to be doing, and starting next month, we're going to do something that ain't nobody talking about right now, but they know they got to have the vote to beat this demon. Excuse me, y'all. The preacher came out of me. You know? Yeah. But what we're going to do, we're going into the community centers. Not the community center, the senior citizens communities throughout this county. And we're going to register and encourage all of those people to vote, because a lot of them stop voting because of where they're at right now. You know, these are our generation. These are a lot of these are coming out of our generation. They're coming out of the civil rights generation. They've been moved into senior citizen homes, or they are housebound in our communities, and they're not voting. The Sons of Atlanta, in the honor of the Sons of Atlanta, we're going in there and we're going to register all these people to vote this year, in this election, to make sure that we preserve and keep growing this multicultural, multiracial democracy that we serve for. This is what we was pledging allegiance to. We knew when we was pledging allegiance there wasn't no equal justice for all. The draft wasn't even fair.
No.
Because one of the guys that want to be president got a medical deferment. He can't even remember what foot he used. See, what we are talking about is giving our community right now a reason to vote like they never voted before. These young men,
Yep.
if they'd have came back and getting off ground zero, because when we left,
let me just inject this. And sometimes I have, let's just clarify the name of the company.
Mm-hmm.
It's Getting Off Zero. Well, listen, let me just explain why I changed it from Get Me Off Zero to Getting Off Zero.
getting off zero.
Get Me Off Zero entailed asking somebody else.
Somebody else. Now you talking.
Yeah.
But now, Getting Off Zero, put it in your arena.
Yeah, that's our. That's our movement.
That's right. So,
That's why we here.
So I said that. So when we talking about getting off zero, like Dr. King said, let's get the language right.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It's getting off zero.
And that's what we're gonna take into these community centers. We're gonna take it to our community like they ain't never seen veterans do before. See, they ain't never seen us stand up and say, we're working for this democracy. But you know what? Every veteran that ever pledged allegiance to the flag gonna hear this cry. And everybody that care about that veteran gonna hear that cry. It's gonna be a movement that they can't stop because it's timely. It's time for the Sons of Atlanta that never voted before, vote now. We're gonna vote now. And we're gonna build the community that get off ground zero. We're gonna build a community because you already laid the foundation. We've already made the sacrifice. We know it's there to be done. And I'm gonna say something about our generation. They say we're old now, right? They're talking about the president being old, but you know what? It's a blessing to live to get old.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I want everybody to stop for a minute now and process that.
That's right.
It's a blessing to get old. And the faith that I have is saying that, you know, when you get old, you get wisdom. That means you'll get something to go with your smarts. So you can get off ground zero.
Right.
And you can help the community get off ground zero. That's why we are here today. You know, we still talking about the plight of veterans because we are always going to be concerned about the plight of veterans in the USA and the USA with the plight of veterans. Because ain't no country that this rich should have homeless people anywhere. Not to think about veterans.
Especially veterans.
Especially veterans. And you know what? We are moving to make sure that it's in our hometown, in our county. We're working right now, as Ray put together, he's putting together the economic piece, we're putting together the political piece. Because we are moving to governments and getting them to come in and do things for veterans in a way that veterans feel like, this is my government. The same way you felt when you was in the military. You felt that this was your government. So you dealt with it like it was your government. And that's what we got to do now. If we're going to get off ground zero, we got to start right now to make sure that our hometown know. And, you know, I'm so proud of Ray because, you know, Ray put the hat downtown, you know. And I'm going to tell you something. The entrepreneur spirit that this brother got, we need in the community. If we got that entrepreneur spirit that Ray got in our community, economics gonna flip, because we got some smart folks.
Yeah.
They just need to be educated and directed in ways that gonna make a difference now, dealing with what it is we got to deal with right now. See, we got too many people looking for somebody else to come in the White House to save the community. It's us.
That's right.
It's us.
That's right.
We got to do that.
Yeah.
So we got to take this. Tony, you were about to say something.
Yeah, we got to do, and we're going to do that. When you talk about, first of all, going into these senior facilities and verifying the fact that they're registered to vote. And then once we figure out, if they're not,
we're gonna
register them to vote.
Right
You can do it right there on the spot. But then those that are registered, we're going to make sure they vote. You know, it's absentee ballot, which is necessary for a lot of them, because there's no way they're going to go out and stand in line and vote.
They're not.
And
some
so
of them are on wheelchairs,
Right, yes,
lockers.
right.
They done. Some of them done gave careers to this country.
Yeah.
Gave careers. Now they feel like they are not needed or wanted or cared about anymore.
Yeah.
We got to let them know we're needed now.
Yeah, yes.
Right now, you're needed more than you've ever been needed before.
Yeah.
Register to vote. Because see, these people, with the media behind them, the media, regular media behind them, they're actually ready to put a man in office that done declared that he will change the Constitution of this country.
Yeah.
He actually, and he got enough people that's willing to go with him to do this, because he done stirred up those people that couldn't take losing the Civil War. Children. We're dealing with children that have got to be billionaires because of slavery labor, and now they feel like we're coming at it. We're gonna replace them. They scared to death, so they are willing to vote, to use the voting system that we have to get somebody in there that done. And you can see right now that he's able to do it, because they just had a bill in Congress that they've been trying to do for years, and he called these people to stop the bill.
Yeah.
What would he do with the presidential powers if he get them again? And he done already told us we need to believe him.
Yes.
So we are going to show them that the sons of Atlanta, in their spirit, for their sacrifice, in their hometown, in the hometown of Martin Luther King Jr., brother, we're going to fight like we ain't never fought before, with nonviolence. We're going to have nonviolent action. Because some of this stuff, all we got to do is start cooperating with them. Like that, those people that's going on that strike down there, that beer company, I ain't buying no more beer until they treat them right. We got to stop and start listening to what King told us. What King told us, what Malcolm told us. We done had enough people telling us that we need to get off ground zero, and that we can get off ground zero, so we should not be on ground zero. We got what we need to go to work now. And see what they just did, the city of Atlanta, finna start putting out these bids for this memorial. They finna put it out now. They won't, well, Michael won't CD to get it, but you know, because it's government, they got to put it out in the community so they can bid on it. So the bidding's gonna finna get ready to go out. And we want people to understand, as the bids go out, we want the community to come in. We need to talk to the people that know these guys at Carver. They come out of Carver, Price, Washington High, Turner, Archer, and never been recognized before because they was traditional black schools. But you know what? We integrated America like nobody ever did it before. And that's what we see now in the U.S. military. The most integrated, the most functional part of federal government. Them young folks know how to get along with each other. They marrying each other. They loving on each other. And they working to keep us safe all over the world. Yeah, we got you're here to help us get off ground zero, Ray, because you got that's your like Tony said about divine.
Yeah.
You know, some things are divine. A lot of them are divine. Whether we want to think about it or not. I think everything's divine, really. You know? I'm just gonna let y'all know I done got to that point.
Yeah, but you mentioned visiting the military bases. Mm-hmm. If you go to, I can remember what it was like back in 1965 when I went in and looking at the military and going on the bases. Mm-hmm. We were a minority in the United States, and we were definitely a minority in the military. But now you go onto the base, and it is totally changed.
It looked like the rest of the country.
It looked, yes.
And these young folks are so beautiful to watch, man. They so courteous. They ain't got no attitudes, Ray.
You know, really.
You know, like we talking about, they ain't trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
You know, they living together. They know what we did too. We learned real fast how to live together, how to learn together, and how to serve together for a single idea. A single idea. Mm-hmm. But what was that for? It was so that we could build our communities when we got back. So that we could become the American with the, you know, the house with the white picket fence and, you know, all of that.
All of that, yeah.
And you know what? I used to talk with some of the guys, man. I think about Roosevelt Townsend. You know, he was KIA in Vietnam. We used to talk about what we were going to do when we got back to the world. He didn't make it back, but I felt his dreams.
Yes.
You know, I know what he believed that he was gonna come back to the big PX. You know, we had it all him, and everybody gonna get their piece of it. We just want our piece, and we're gonna get it. We're here to get it. We're here to claim it, because you know, getting off ground zero is just a discipline that we gotta enforce right now. Because see, I hate to see my granddaughter working 40 hours a week and can't pay rent, take care of the children, pay car note, got health insurance, can't afford all that, but she working. So these people that got this money, they making all these big profits, but they ain't letting the people that work every day have a livable wage. We just want a livable wage. We're not asking that all of them become millionaires. And I think one of the things that scare these other folks, they start looking at it every year now. You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I used to think Alabama was the thing, right? Because they could win every year because they was getting they was recruiting all these boys from Georgia too, man. Man, Georgia started recruiting them. Look what Georgia, University of Georgia now, one of the best football teams in the country. See, then that's what they hate. Every year when Georgia State graduate now, they're creating at least 10 millionaires. At least 10. Think about all the other schools throughout the country. So yeah, they think they're scared. They're scared to death. But this is the country that we are fighting for. Now we want to take it down in the hood where we came from, so that the common person can get it, not the gifted, but the common. See, because it's there for the common person. See, what we're looking at, all these young blacks becoming millionaires in music and business and stuff, those are the gifted ones. But the rest of the community can do it too. If they get off ground zero, if they reach your stuff. Because it's worded in a way that it just makes sense. All you gotta do is do it. It ain't, you know what? And it's so cheap too, Ray. I'm gonna tell you that way you got it written up. You ain't got to have no money to start. I said, man, this boy done. But anyway, bro, I'm gonna. Hey, Tony, if we can get to the website, we want to look at the website for a minute and see where. And then we're gonna have to get your website on here once Saturday too. Send it over so we can put it on the tube so people can see what we're doing. See, I think a lot of times they can't see what we're doing in Fulton County.
Right.
And we got to make sure that they start doing that this year so that they can see where veterans done. We got Fulton County to set up a veteran service program.
Yes.
I mean, this is an ongoing effort by our government to improve the quality of life for veterans and Fulton County. And we just love it. That's all we did.
Yeah.
We just kept knocking on the doors. We elected you. What you gonna do for us?
Yeah.
And that's what we got to be able to do. We got to confront every institution. Economically, is what we got to do in order for us to get over this gap. This gap. And I'm gonna tell you something. Once we get off ground zero, you're gonna see crime dissipate in our communities. Maybe some of the hate too.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on with that, man. I pray every day, Lord, help me understand and address that issue where we practicing hate rather than love in the community. And I'm saying in the families. It ain't just in the community. We just because I'm looking at my family. And I'm trying to, be a counselor, to get them to, we'll stop all the bickering and, try to understand what this person is going through. Try to understand what your cousin is experiencing, and be an encourager rather than a knockdown. Don't knock them down. Encourage them to get up, because you fall out, but you can get up. Ain't nobody that don't make a mistake. We're not perfect, Donald Trump's perfect now. He's on the push. He don't make no mistakes. But he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. His daddy was the billionaire, but he was a Ku Klux. That was his way of looking at the world. And that's what we're dealing with now. We got a man that's willing to tear down every corner of law and structure of this country that we live by. In other words, he don't agree with the judges, the Congress. All of them got to yield to him. That's not what I suited up for. When I suited up, I thought I was serving the country, where my family would not be in slavery or segregation, that they would be a part of this greatness in America. So that's why we're here today to talk about that and to bring all this together, because see, this year we're gonna have that memorial in Piedmont Park, and we need to have get off ground zero in every library in Fulton County. Every library, and some of the community centers, because we got to bring the resources to the community where they at. And then we already got the community centers, and the people love us in the community centers. They like to see veterans come into the community center because we come bringing information and resources. Because the resources are there.
Yep.
Right now, the people don't know about the money Fulton County done put out. So we got to spend some time making sure veterans that's in the street. No, you ain't got to be in the street no more, but come on. That's over. Let's get you out of the streets. Get you in the program. It's 2 or 3 different programs. Some of them I like starting out. Some of them I know it's all about show. But at least they're happening now. And we got to develop them. We got to get everybody together. We got to come together. We got to have these brainstorming sessions. And not just with the economic piece, but with the political piece as well, Tony.
Yes.
You was at CBC. Come on, tell us some of the things you seen at CBC.
Yeah, one of the things that happened at the CBC, one of our Fulton County representatives was there explaining, the programs that she's involved with and all the things that she's done and everything. And we're glad for her. We're glad for her. But I had to bring it to her attention that each commissioner is supposed to have somebody on the Veterans Empowerment Commission. And I explained to her, I said, we truly appreciate over the past 2 years the $2 million that you've given to those veteran organizations that are promoting veterans and veterans affairs and veterans business, all those types of things. But we need representation on the Veterans Affairs Commission. And she hadn't assigned anyone. And she said, I didn't realize, I thought, and I said, no, that's one of the challenges that we'll face with by not having complete representation from all of the commissioners in Fulton County, so that we have the power and the ability to suggest programs, suggest how the actual commission works. And we found ourselves in several situations of not being able to put things through or pass things because we didn't have the representation and the votes to get it done. And so, she was surprised. But not only did I talk to her, because I went immediately afterward and talked to her staff, because that's how you really get to the people, because she was standing there and she looked back at her staff, and I knew then that's the people you need to talk to, because they're going to remind her, you haven't assigned somebody on the Fulton County Veterans Affairs Commission, and this is something you need to do. And so those are the types of things. And going to the concerned black clergy is one of the ways of getting to them, because if they don't visit, a lot of times they will have a representative there, and you got to bring those things to their attention. And so it was good. I was so excited. I called Reverend McGee, and I said,
so you got her.
She said, she's here, and then she doesn't have it, and he confirmed it. And I said, I'm going to bring it to her attention
right now,
and in front of the concerned black clergy.
See, they come to concerned black clergy because they know that these people influence votes. Mm-hmm. But now when they see us going into the libraries and going into, senior citizen homes and bringing up veteran votes, they're going to start respecting us a little bit more. Because see, what happened, I'm going to just say this about Natalie, she got busy doing some other stuff and not paying attention to this thing, because she was in Piedmont Park with us and talked about this thing.
Yep.
So she didn't have she should have been the first, her and Khadijah should have been the first people that appointed veterans to this commission, right? But they were the last.
Yes.
But they were down there because the cameras were down there, and they knew that we was down there. That was when we was showing where the memorial going to be at. The memorial going to be down in Piedmont Park. We had a press conference down there where the memorial going to be. And so Khadijah and all the city council folks came down to be a part of that.
The photo op. Photo op,
right? You with veterans, you talk about doing things for veterans, so that was all good. But see, they don't realize the power of veterans because we too laid back.
Let me jump in here right quick. I was listening at you with this concerned black clergy. This lady, is she an elected official?
Yeah, she's Fulton County.
Fulton County.
Okay, now, when she was running,
she's running now.
She's running now.
And, listen, and now is the time to ask her, where are you on veterans issue? Mm-hmm. That's where our concern is.
See, she came down there because she stated that she was for veterans. Mm-hmm. She did vote for the thing to take place, but after it became law, she didn't do the other part, the follow up, to appoint people on the commission so that we could go to work. And they'll be done gave about $3 million this year.
This year will be the third.
But she have moved in favor.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
If she's done that, maybe because she may be a busy person, that may slip her mind. We may, like you said, we may have to keep reminding her where we are,
right?
As it concerns veterans issue.
Yeah. And see, that's why we got to have more veterans that come up to do and what we doing, what you doing. Talk about what you doing. And there's a lot of us in the community. We just got, and a lot of us in Fulton County, but we all over here in the little corner here. I'm in my little place. And I ain't got no network that I'm building with nobody else. We got to build a network where all of us are able to support each other, because all of us are trying to do the same thing.
That's right.
I get upset with the VSOs all the time because all of us are supposed to be helping veterans get the benefits, right? Mm-hmm. But man, I've been to the training for American Legion. I've been to training for Georgia State Department of Veteran Service and DAV. That's why we're not getting the benefits in the community that we getting. They all got different little approaches to filing claims. Mm-hmm. And they got some of the most incompetent reviewers at the VA they ever had. Because what Trump did when he was there, they got the employees short. When he left the VA, there was over 50,000 vacancies at the VA. So when they started hiring, they're hiring people that, might be hiring some Trumpenites, because I look at some of the opinions that I'm getting back from the claims that I'm filing. These folks don't know that but from holding the ground. And I'm saying, why would you put that on paper when you know it ain't right? So they're putting people in appeals that don't need to be on the appeal stage. If we could just get some integrity in the process, things would go much faster, because what they're doing, they got people reviewing claims that they act like it's their money that the veterans are seeking. It's the veteran benefit that he earned for his military service. If he got a disability, he need to be compensated for it. You can tell whether he got a disability, send him to a doctor. That's the process. They would deny him, say, well, you ain't had no diagnosis. Well, you're supposed to send him to get a diagnosis. You didn't file a claim. You got a claim that you know the guy ain't got no diagnosis. You stop the stuff right now and you stay, bro. You got to go get a diagnosis, because once you find out they got a diagnosis, you send him to all this exams stuff that Trump privatized. They get paid whether the veteran get they get paid just because the case was referred to it, and then sometimes they call them on the phone and give them an address before they get it in the mail. And if you miss that exam, they cut your benefits. We don't need that kind of help at the VA, and we getting it because we are not seen together saying that. If they start seeing hundreds of veterans together saying the same, you know why white veterans get so much done? They'll come together. Like we are part of an organization. That's why we've been able to get a lot of stuff done. We are part of Vietnam Veterans America, and they give us a lot of autonomy. But it's it is the main organization for Vietnam veterans anyway, and it's the most powerful one in the country. So they give us a little respect, but not what we do, because they know we ain't got that many service officers. Yep. We ain't got that many people that want to work claims for veterans. Because we act like we don't know how to help a veteran when we done got our own stuff. Yeah. We get our stuff and we sit back and, well, I got 100%. Well, how did you get yours, bro? Why don't you help that brother over there? Yeah. You can help him a little bit. You tell him what you did. Tell them what you had to go through. You can cut short some of the stuff that we're doing. Veterans shouldn't be homeless when the VA getting $309 billion a year.
Wait a minute, back up. What did you just say?
$300 billion.
300 billion.
Yes.
That's the budget. That's the
VA.
Department of Veterans Affairs budget.
That's their budget.
300 billion.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm not 3 billion.
No, not 3 billion.
300 billion.
Yeah. It's 50 states and 3 territories. It's in every state, and you got VA hospitals in every major city. You got a VA office in every major city in this country. Everywhere you go, there's a VA. It is the biggest healthcare entity in the country. And you got homeless veterans, and they spending all that money for homeless veterans. See, I work for the VA. God gave me this twice. He's gonna put you over here. I'm gonna let you experience all this stuff so you can see what you're gonna be talking about. So you won't. And I work. When I say I worked at the VA, I was a supervisor. I had a credit card. I never used it.
I remember when you was at the VA.
I didn't never use it because I know I watched all of my little supervisors getting in trouble running around there spending government money on themselves. Because what happened now, I'm going to tell you another little secret. The Republicans are against government right now. They don't have any problem with shutting down the government since Trump told them. Most of the people that work for the government are African Americans. Check yourself. Yeah. Check it out. See, we got to stop acting like we don't know what's going on the other side of the fence right now. We need to vote like we never voted before. We need to beat these people so bad that they know that they shouldn't come back in their face no time soon. See, we need to have an election where the Democrats just squash these Republicans. Then we need to go in there and get rid of some of the Democrats too. Starting with the Attorney General.
And
you hear what I'm saying?
yeah, and the representative from Kentucky.
Yeah. So we got work to do.
Yeah.
We got work to do. And I'm so glad, Ray, you're here today to help us, get this work started. And what you're doing, brother, is amazing. Just we want to encourage you to keep doing it because it's part of what we see got to be done. And it's what it does. It showed me too what in the minds of a lot of these veterans that didn't return, or guys that didn't return, that we're trying to honor. Think about it. I think about Lewis. Lewis was actually one of my best friends. Now he went to Washington High, and we used to walk to school together every day. And he had dreams. In the community, he had aspirations. He never got to live them because he gave his life.
Let me say this, and you're correct. We talked about the brainstorming piece, and that's what we talk about on the BB&C Business Association page. So it's an uphill kind of battle, but we need to start creating some ways to communicate what we're trying to say on social media. We need to be able to promote it a little bit more. And what I'm saying that say this, that I think I may have some ideas, especially with you connected with the CBC and Sons of Atlanta, GOZ. I think we can use this social media to start kind of snowballing what we need to say. See, because it's difficult trying to get the message out, but we got this social media that gives us an opportunity possibly to get the message out. I really want to do something with you concerning trying to address the veterans in the metropolitan area that they need to come out and vote and come take a look at the Sons of Atlanta website, that kind of thing. But not only you being on here, you need to be too on other platforms, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, places like that. And what I could do, and with you too as well, just do a simple invite to Sons of Atlanta, CBC. What we talking about? We talking about voting, the voting issue, these kinds of things. We got to figure out how to use this
media
to do that.
Now, see, this show actually is on social media. Right?
Cool, yeah.
It's on Instagram, Facebook, Plastic. It's on a bunch of the platforms. What we need now is to learn how to promote them on these platforms, right? So what you talking about?
I'm glad you said that. How can I link this operation on the site where we are?
Okay, you can. All you got to do is go to your Facebook or Instagram. When it come live, it'll go on that right then. And the people that are watching us now, they're watching us live.
Okay, so look,
you can put it on your website and for it to go live every Saturday.
I need to think. I need to be able to make this connection.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you brought up this voting issue because I've been thinking about this voting issue, man. I mean, and I'm with you on the voting, but I do want to vote for who has veterans issues at hand. I'm saying, I don't care who he is, as long as who or she, who they are.
Right.
Because one of my issues is veterans issues.
Now, see, I'm gonna tell you something. Well, a lot of people don't realize that PAC Act was one of the greatest extension of veteran benefits in the history of VA. Now that Biden did that, the Republicans fought it. Now it need amendment. It needs some amendments, right? Because what happened, it gave us more guys coming in. Now, and I got a guy that would usually come here every Saturday. He was in Korea. Now the PAC Act recognized Korea as one of the locations, right? But for radiation exposure, not Agent Orange. But it didn't have to, because the VA and DOD had already, years before the PAC Act came in, recognized Korea. But those guys just didn't know it. So I'm just getting a guy coming. I filed this boy claim. They took him through all of these exams, right, and denied him because the person that was doing the claim don't know the law. He applied the PAC Act, right? The PAC Act, it don't include the Korea Agent Orange plank. It just includes Korea as a exposure for radiation.
Yeah.
See, and so this person should have went to the Korea law rather than looking at the PAC Act. But he went through the PAC Act. He just said, well, he ain't got radiation and he ain't showed no radiation. I ain't trying to show no radiation.
Yeah.
You know, you need to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And this is something that we got to get into the heads of VA. You know, because we're going to win the case. We don't never lose a case. It's just that they put these guys on appeal, and it dampens their faith, their belief. It hurts them. Some of them just want to quit. Mm-hmm. But I tell them when they come to us, if you quit, I'm going to have a problem with you, because we're going to do the work. We're going to do the work to get you benefits. But if you quit on me, I'm going to have a problem with you. I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm going to be upset with you, because we're going to do the work to get you benefits. We're not gonna mislead you. We're gonna do the research. We're gonna do the investigation. We're gonna put it all together to win before we file it, because we know what we're doing. That's what we do. But we got to get the veterans to know that this is going on. Mm-hmm. See, for the first time in the history of the country, hypertension is a disability because of the PAC Act. We should have. Everybody I know got hypertension.
But I don't know whether that's been inserted into my disability.
It probably ain't. But if you got hypertension, you can get it right now.
What?
Hypertension. See, we got this is why we got to get what you just said. You said it all.
He's a perfect example.
We're trying to get this message out. That's what we do here every Saturday. We struggle with that. We know that we got this point where we can get started with it, but how do we promote it throughout the internet? Once we can get that, that means we're getting these millions of viewers. Right now, we're not getting the millions of viewers because we don't know how to promote it. You see what I'm saying? So that's that networking that we're reaching out and letting people know. We'll come be on the show. We'll tell you what we're trying to do is build. You know, we're paying for it, so we're trying to build it.
Okay.
You know, if we get enough people together, it's gonna build. Because what we do and what we talk about is amazing. I mean, what we have accomplished just knocking on doors is amazing. What Vietnam veterans have done is amazing. We done got the city of Atlanta. Okay, the city of Atlanta to do a memorial in Piedmont Park for us.
Good.
We got the county to get out millions of dollars to help veterans in the community every day. They don't know it. We done got this stuff going. We need to get the veterans in it so that we can show impact. This is Veterans Talk. Tony, close that.
Yeah.
We done been through. We didn't get the website today.
Yeah, we have a bit. The website, of course, Sons of Atlanta. Go on the website, visit the website, and most of all, visit that section that says purchase a commemorative brick. Here's an opportunity for you to be a part of the memorial in Piedmont Park, honoring 240 guys that paid the ultimate price. Go on the site, visit the site, look at these guys. We've got pictures of them. There's a possibility you may even know some of these guys. So go on the site, visit the site, go to commemorative brick, purchase that commemorative brick, and you will be a permanent part of a permanent memorial in historic Piedmont Park. So, as of right now, we want to see you next week, same time, 4 o'clock. Follow us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, and we'll see you next Saturday.
Same place.
Same place, same time.
And visit